I suspect we are. Oh, are we going? Apparently we're straight. Apparently we're live. Hello. Do apologize. I've had like technical issues all like as early as this afternoon has been. Like it's just been utterly madness. I was actually attempting to play a different game than this, but Dad decided not to even start up. So we're a bit out of love. We're going to play some Descenders, which is a game I very much love. We're going to try and actually beat the whole game. So I'll do a few runs of this, and then we'll do a few runs, and then we'll see how we feel after that. We might go for something a bit more. Yeah. So Descenders is a game I have actually put on stream before, but it was like in the very early days. This was very much just a game I used to test streaming, because it's a game I play a lot of. I play quite like almost every day because it's quite a relaxing, quite a fun game. You won't know it from my ability in it, but I do play it a lot. Basically, Descenders is a roguelike biking sim. You basically have a bike, you ride downhill. You have to try and get to the end without dying, which I've already failed at, and you have like a certain amount of lives and a certain amount of bails to do so. Meanwhile, we've got some, it's quite a pretty game. It's got some really awesome music. I really highly recommend it. It's one of those games where it's probably notable in the headlines because the developer actually talked about how they did sponsorship deals with a range of companies to try and range of like content creators and people like that to try and show off the game, and apparently it didn't have much of an effect, which is a shame because I bought it on seeing that article, and I don't regret it at all. I absolutely adore the game. I think it's one of those things like I'll probably talk about how the game functions first, and I'll get into the ethics of sponsorship and the requirements of authenticity in influencer marketing, which I'm sure will be an absolute laugh riot. So Descenders, you go downhill. You have a limited amount of life, but you can get that back if you complete a task which is on the top right of the screen. In this case, it is finishing without letting go of the acceleration. It doesn't mean we have to actually drive. You have to actually bike it anyway. We can even die as long as we just don't let go of right trigger in this case. And what else we've got? We've got lives on the top left. We've also got crew member unlocked. We'll find out what that is in a second. As you continue on, you can actually get different crew members, which will give you different perks, for want of a better word. So you got the yellow ones, which are about improving the environment. You've got ones which improve your navigation. And you got your mechanic, which improves how your bike runs. It's stuff like tweaking, spins, and the best ones, which are survivability. Like there's one which is which improves your ability to survive on a bike, and there's another one which improves your ability which means you stop taking extra health on certain bails, like particularly spectacular and diabolical ones. My aim here is to get to. There are 4 areas in this game. My aim is to get to all of them. You probably saw the map before. You want to get to the skull on each side bit of the map. I have managed to get all the way to the end a few times, but as you'll see, there are certain gimmicks which make it a bit trickier, and sometimes make it near impossible to do so. I do believe I can do it. I don't know if I'll do it on stream, although I certainly hope I can. But we will endeavour to do as well as we can, and I'll hopefully kind of just have a little bit of a chat, just chill and talk about some things on the way. The main thing is this game is probably infamous for certain stuff that's been talked about in terms of sponsored content. Sponsored content, of course, is just when like Twitch actually has a built-in system for it. YouTube has various unofficial systems. I'm sure there's others in other places. Basically, sponsored content is where a content creator gets paid to show a product. Generally, you have to legally disclose it. Usually, there's links and there's like mentions and stuff like that. Usually, it's some really annoying stuff, and often it's games that are very. Sometimes it's done. Depending on who's sponsoring, it can either be someone very good, or it can be a or some very bad game. Like the kind of most infamous one at the moment is Ray's Shadow Legends, which is a game I'll never play on stream because fuck me, that game is terrible. And like the amounts that will pay content creators to shield that product, like I can't blame people for doing it, but it's it's rampantly unethical, but it's also a lot of money. Like for certain content creators, depending on view count, they've offered $10,000 or £10,000 for like a single, like a 90 second thing, and it's just like, right, 90 seconds, like of a sponsorship. I'll play by their rules for 90 seconds, and I'll do my like I don't know 20-30 minute video, and we'll pretend it's all good. It's kind of sad in a way, but Descenders was I believe I'm hoping I'm correct. Oh god, I lost 2 health there. I believe was either a sponsored thing, or it was part of some kind of or it was shown on a content creator's like video. Basically, they kind of posited the case against because a lot of times there is a kind of claim of streaming and videos are free advertising, and to a degree they are, but that doesn't necessarily mean for fuck's sake, doesn't mean they are necessarily successful advertising. And they kind of suggested that the videos that were made for the things didn't directly lead to increased sales. Like people, there wasn't really. You can kind of check analytics and things like that, but not that a lot of people clicked like affiliate links and things like that to buy this game, which is kind of funny because I ended up buying the game like once I read that article. I have my own theories about that, and I don't necessarily believe it's because sponsored content or like influencer marketing is necessarily either bad or ineffective, although it has the potential to not be effective. I think it was just done wrong in that case. I think a lot of streamers and influencers and kind of gaming YouTubers, they're not always the most enthused about every game, and that's perfectly fair. Like they have games that they play, and they've got games that they like, and they're not always going to be into this is a particularly unique, strange concept. It's a concept very much for me, but I'm not I have like 6 followers, so I'm not really. I'm not exactly going to get any of those big bucks, am I? But like it's ultimately I think the way they work is passion, and if you really like a game, even if you're being paid to play it, it shows. And it's very hard to manufacture that passion. Some people are better at it than others. Some people are very good variety streamers because they can put their all into a game they don't really know how to kind of handle, how to get their head around. And so I think that's kind of where some of the kind of confusion for that comes from. I personally think the game's great, and I think the game is actually doing a lot better since it had its issue, since that kind of early period. I'm talking like this is like from like last year or whatever, like when the game was much earlier on in development. Like it's kind of evolved quite a bit since then. It's got it's very good. It's got a very good, very healthy modern scene, which actually has built-in Steam Workshop support, which is very good for getting some extra parks and things like that. Which some of them are really funny. Like the bike out ones, I absolutely love. and you can get things like you know, I've had like levels from other games, you know, usual stuff you get in mods, like crazy stuff where you have to like you know, take advantage of glitches and weird physics quirks in order to actually, you know, get anywhere. You know, that's what these sorts of games are kind of made for. I think it's one of those things though. Like I think it needs a community. You know, it needs people to kind of build a community around it. I think, and I think it's one of those cases that you're probably not going to get that much attention from outside. But what you might get is people on the inside getting attention, and then kind of, you know, bringing that to the forefront, like you see with a lot of speedrunning communities, like they'll or clone heroes, things like that, where people will play the game. You know, people will kind of play the game and get popular playing it, and find that niche of people who also play it. Does that mean I'm going to do a lot of playing of it? I don't know whether I'm going to do a lot of streaming of it. This is kind of like my ultimate backup game. If I don't want to play anything else, I will definitely give a few attempts of Descenders. Let's go. There we go. Bit of a double. Right, so let's do some things. Right, basically, controls are mostly analog sticks. Left analog stick, obviously steers. Right analog stick tweaks the bike, lets you duck, and also lets you bunny hop, which is which is obviously your jump. You know, the physics are I don't want to say necessarily realistic because it's hard to really tell. They feel quite weighted, which is quite nice. Right, so and we're gonna head to the boss track, which is basically it's a super jump. We're gonna actually try and do the jump. Like usually when I'm doing these runs, I will just skip it because there's no penalty for doing so. These games have a lot of freedom, which usually means you have the freedom to avoid actually doing the. You can kind of just get to the end and not actually have to like worry about like doing any of the tasks or following the course or anything. But that's not that. It's not terribly entertaining. So this is a case. This jump is a case of managing your speed. Right, I think that's okay. Right, there we go. Bridge jump, avoid the train, and we're gonna cross first time, which is actually a rarity for me. Bit of a secret. You know, my spiel was kind of built with the expectation I would have failed that jump. Okay, so right, this is a new area. This is forest, and I don't like that sub objective. Finishing without getting gold accelerator is not always the nicest task because often this track in particular often has a habit of going very, very fast, which means it puts you into positions where you actually cannot land properly because you can only fall a certain distance before you'll bail no matter what surface you're on. Because of the way the physics engine works, it's you know, it's interesting. I don't know whether they're going to fix that, whether they're going to let you do like superhuman drops or whatever, but we will see. Yes, I am not doing very well here. Oh, shh! Don't hit the tree. Oh, I said don't hit it. Oh, why would you never listen to me? Like, why would you never listen to me gain character I am actively controlling? Oh, that could have gone better. Forest is usually where I lose a lot of my lives, but I usually actually can survive it. You'll kind of see why in a minute. There are a few tricks you can use, like, you know, you can't when you can't let go of the accelerator, you can't brake as well, but you can tweak, which will let you slow down, which is very, very nice and very, very helpful. But yeah, I like Descenders a great deal. Yeah, I think I'm going to probably stick with Tuesday, Thursday, and like a weekend stream. I think that'll be ideal. I don't think I did a weekend. Oh, actually, I did. Did I? I'm trying to think if I did a weekend. No, I did two. I did two Forza Horizon streams. I'll probably try and do the Forza Horizon stream, the follow-up Forza Horizon. I'll try and do a weekend stream, although it's not always going to be a possibility. And I am going to do a. I will definitely. I'll do a stream on Tuesday. Tuesday seems to be a good day. It's like, you know, relaxed. It's a good, you know, early afternoon is a good time for it. You know, it's not, you know, it's not too busy. It's not too, you know, I can, it doesn't kind of affect my, kind of get too caught up in my day, and it's just, it's a good thing to do. It's good, it's fun to kind of chill and unwind and things like that, and kind of play some games. My intention was to play Need for Speed Heat on this, but I had some issues loading it. I probably will do that at some point because I kind of did a 3-part thing, kind of skewering Need for Speed the Run. Where am I going? Oh, that I don't usually survive that. that was weird, but not entirely unwelcome. Let's get across. Oh, no, that was too much of a skid. Let's get us to the end, and that is that. Yeah. You, as long as you cross the finish line, even if you're dead, you can just keep going. Like, the only pain with it is if you're if you sometimes if you accidentally like fall off just before the end of the level, you'll still take the damage and you'll get your health back or whatever. Let's go compass point. That's probably gonna be quite nice. Probably should have actually gone for extra. I know additional node wasn't on. Team nodes basically give you a choice of 3 different types of courses. There is kinetics, which is, and you can also pick one of 3 teams when you're when you start out the game. Actually, that's not when you start out. You have to get to a certain level to do it. There is kinetic, which is mine, which is mostly about high-speed downhill courses. There is Arboreum, I believe, or Arboretum. I think it's Arboreum, which is about which is about the kind of open ones which don't actually have a path to finish. So it's usually about finding your way to the edge of the level. Oh, that was not fun. And then there is Enemy, which are stunt-based tracks. Weirdly enough, actually, even though I'm kind of I'm based. I have the Kinetic sponsorship kind of package stuff. This is like all the master level stuff. It's not the master level bike though. I kind of picked a different bike, but the outfit is master level. Like, so it's like the shoes, the helmet, I think the gloves as well. Although I don't know if the gloves actually count. We made it anyway. And yeah, I also did that because the downhill tracks are some of the most fun, even if they are some of the most terrifying. You can kind of do a little bit of strategy in that you can pick which you can pick kind of the levels of difficulty because a lot of these levels are procedurally generated. So this one isn't very steep but has a lot of curves, which is actually perfect for finishing without letting go of the accelerator. Because basically you can just tweak around every corner and that'll slow you down. But there's ones which are more based around very fast racing. Some which are more based on stunt. Oh, what did I do that for? Some which are more based on stunts. Some which are more like a combination. You also have like special nodes as well. So you have fire, which is max difficulty on everything, which actually can be a little bit easier than some of the top tier steepness ones, if only because there's so many turns that you can actually slow down. There is danger zone, and if you take the highway there, you get extra reputation. Reputation is kind of like your points basically, but if you die you lose double what you would have lost, and so which is 1 obviously. If you get hit normally you lose 1, but if you fall steeply you would lose you lose 2 rather than 1, 4 instead of 2, 6 instead of 3, and yeah, losing 6 health. Like, the maximum I've ever got in this game is around like 13, 14, and that was when I was like trying to grind. You can't really grind as well because there is a kind of day and night. There is a day to night kind of progression in that the more levels you play, the closer you get to nighttime, and if nighttime falls, then the level becomes significantly harder because you have to traverse it via bike lights, which isn't always ideal. Hopefully we won't see that, but we very well might on one of these runs. Generally you see it early on because that's when you're trying to get yourself into a good place to you know, complete the rest of the areas. You probably won't want to spend too much time in forest or canyon, and by the time you get to peaks, you're already just like, God, let this end, please, because peaks is diabolically difficult. Yeah, I mean, there is a progression of difficulty of each. I would argue canyon is slightly easier than forest, or at least you're less likely to die often in forest compared to in canyon as opposed to forest. I think forest is kind of that perfect combination of, it's easy enough to lull yourself into a false sense of security that you can survive anything, and then that is where you lose a lot of your stuff. Right, so this mission is do a 720. Obviously that's just spinning twice. You can do stunts in this game. Stunts are on the left bumper, I believe. Or is it the right bumper? I believe it's left bumper. Yeah, it's the left bumper. Right bumper didn't do anything. And it's like left bumper and an analog stick. So in that case, that was I did a weird backflip Superman thing. We are looking for a decent ramp so we can do a 720 though, because you obviously need quite a bit of air to do a 720, but arguably you probably don't want too much, because you can eat just so you can stick that landing. Right, that's not a ramp. I thought that was a ramp, but on the other side it looked like a ramp. Right, okay, let's just try from here. Almost. You know what? We'll call that fortune smiling on me and just go. I got a 540. I almost got a 720. That was just a 540. The game is quite insistent on its 720s. You can also do like double backflips and things like that as well, doubles and triples and things. So yeah, 2 near misses. That is running alongside. That's running next to an obstacle and not hitting, so like that. You usually get a little sound effect when you do it. Come on. Oh. Yeah. I went on the wrong side of that one. There we go, got 2. The good thing is, if you're at a checkpoint, then your progress on an objective sticks, which actually can backfire if you're on like finish without braking or finish without letting go of the accelerator, because if you go back to the beginning you can try again, but if you have to go to a checkpoint, then that mission is permanently failed until you either leave the mission or like fail or lose. Right, so this one is a slightly bigger version of the jump we did in the first mission. I don't think we're gonna make it. No, not quite. I always undershoot that one. Like, I always overshoot the first one and undershoot this one. Oh, and I've missed that one. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm almost dead. This puts me on the last stand mode, which means next jump will kill me. And oh, I did not expect to survive that. Oh wow. Okay, that's going on a highlight. I was very much resigned to failing that objective. I will probably fail at this point. So yeah, next one, finish within 55 seconds. Can be either really easy or really difficult depending on exactly what the nature of the geography. Right, let's keep going. I believe it can only pick possible time challenges though. So, and you can just, and if you're really struggling, you can just go as the crow flies, and that will count. Like, it doesn't. It obviously doesn't check for checkpoints or anything. It's not like it's not got like point to point settings or anything. It just, if you go as the crow flies, you'll find a lot of rocks and other obstacles, which can really scuttle your day if you're not careful. Or hay bales, which is something you see a lot in the Highland area. And there we go. Actually, that was not difficult at all. Usually, it's a lot closer than that. So let's see. Should we go up or down? Let's go up. Well, let's play safe this first one. Then, like, when we get a good benchmark, we'll then just like destroy ourselves. I mean, getting to Canyon is not bad. I would love to get to peaks though. I'd love to get really far on peaks as well. Yeah, we're not going to get to 75. 75 is actually quite tough because it relies on a very, very particular kind of hill. Right. That's not worked. Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, if you can't make an obstacle, you can just skip it. So it's not the end of the world. Let's give it another genuine attempt. Oh. Okay, well we can't give it another attempt, so let's just go. Because we're going to be on last stand for a while, because we're not going to be able to do 75. So you got to jump there, which I'm going to avoid because I have like a 50% chance of hitting that one properly. And by me, I mean literally me, not like the game has issues or anything. I am just bad at that obstacle. Alright, that threw me back on the course, so we should be alright. Yeah. As long as you touch the gate, you're fine. But you have to actually touch the gate itself. I've had times where I've hit like the wrong bit of a... I've hit like other bits of the fence and just been like, oh, okay, failed then. Which is obviously can be a little bit frustrating. 6 seconds of airtime, that is a very doable mission. Because that's what you can kind of cheese a bit, because you can kind of just because you can obviously you can go back, you can just redo jumps and just doubly do every jump possible. Oh, so there we go. There's 2 seconds. I'm gonna avoid that one just because we don't want to risk anything because we have no health. But you can do things like jump off roofs like that. Roofs? What am I about? Hills. You can jump off hills. Hills are nature's roofs. Maybe you should play Minecraft. Right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you generally you might have seen a yellow like triangle warning sign. That is a sign of you're hitting a big drop, and if you fail to land this properly, you will die. You know, which I mean, most jumps if you fail to land them properly, you'll die. But like, it's a lot more sensitive. Right, we finally have a hit point. Oh, rejoice! We are saved. Okay, another 75 miles an hour. We're not gonna take this on too seriously. Just because I kind of like the idea of living. Well, we'll try it, but we're not gonna. But if we get to the end and we haven't done it, I'm not gonna lose sleep. Yeah, it's like a lot of roguelikes. You kind of have to. There's elements. There's times where you have to kind of like pick and choose your spots. Can we get up? Yes, we can. Yeah. And sometimes it's easier to kind of play something safe rather than attempt a jump that can cause a lot of misery. Oh, I mean, this is kind of a good example. Oh, we actually made the jump at least, which is better than I expected. I thought we might have missed the jump, and hills like that are not terribly forgiving. Right, can we jump across? Yes, we can. Oh, that was actually quite generous of it. Sometimes the game will actually bail you for that, but I think you have to be going a little bit faster for it to do that. Because it kind of depends on whether the physics consider you to have crashed or not. It's like if you're really into a wall, I guess. Right, is that going to count? Oh, sometimes if you're that high, you actually bail for that as well. So I'm getting a lot of lucky breaks. Maybe I've got 1 hit point. Maybe this is the one. Maybe we'll do a flawless run through. You never know. Although the answer is unlikely. 3 backflips. That's easy. Although that's a bit of a just about got that one. You can get a bonus, which control melody. Right, we're back. We're back in the room. I apologise, I don't actually know what happened there. I may have to swap out my regular controller. Currently I'm using an 8-bit Do, I think it's the SN30 Pro. Oh, what did I do that for? SN30 Pro Plus. That was my fault, I should say. That wasn't the controller. I tried doing a backflip on a surface I clearly wasn't going to get away with. Ah, there you go. If you try and land on like flat ground and you don't have enough, and from too high a direction, then you'll just die. So let's give that another go. We'll give that. Okay, that's 30 minutes. We'll give it one more go. Well, okay, we'll see how long this is. We'll either give it 1 or 2 more goes, and then I'll probably try and get another game. I'll see if Need for Speed Heat works. So there might be a little bit of a break. Yeah, there we go. I'll try and be a bit more stylish with this run as well. Let's go. Don't get a near miss. Yeah. Once you can actually, consistently beat areas, there is kind of a leaderboard in the score attack mode. Although I imagine a lot of people will just like the way to beat that is to basically just to do most of the levels in the dark, or like find a way to like cheese like the stunts or whatever. There's plenty of ways to kind of gimmick the scoring system in this game. I actually really like the soundtrack as well. This is probably going to be a case like Forza, where this is probably going to come back to bite me in the ass, because I won't be. This will probably get claimed, but I don't mind as long as it don't get muted. That's I have like one golden rule, and that is as long as the stream is actually like viewable, I don't really care about anything else. Like right now, like I'm not exactly like spending a lot of money, so. Oh, and obviously I won't be making any money from Twitch, just because of the way it works. Go decreases friction. It's not that wasn't the best like loadout stuff you could have got, but that's probably the most useful right now. Because the less things that will make you fall off, the better, really. Bounce on riding backwards. The backwards riding is basically a death sentence. Don't do it on purpose, unless you're either really good at the game, better than I am, or just I don't know. Or if you've accidentally done like a 540 or something. Ooh, like I very nearly did. Well, I nearly did a 180. Because I managed to double clutch to jump or whatever. But we are pretty close to the end, so this isn't really a big issue. I do definitely want to try and show peaks. So if I do fail without reaching peaks, I might just attempt a run from peaks, just so you get to see every area. And I'll do some. Maybe if I'm like, short of ideas for streams, I'll do a run like that. But I like the idea of doing Forza one. I like the idea of doing Forza, doing a new game, and then just doing like a random other game. Well, I say new. I mean new for me, not necessarily new. Although I am hoping to get Formula 1 2020, so I might be able to get Shredder Steve back on for that. That worked. Yeah, dodge the hay bales. I once lost a run because of a hay bale. Admittedly, it was a very early run, but it was like it literally rolled in front of a jump I had to make, and it's like, thanks. Right. Okay. This is a unique run type. This is randomly you will get storms, which all they really do is hit your visibility. They're not bad in any other way. Ooh. That is a very fun looking front flip. Right, so we need to make front flips for this one. That's absolutely fine. Whoa. Steady. And that is that. But yeah, I think that sounds like a good schedule though. Forza is probably something I will stick with, because that's what I very much enjoy, and I think that's gonna be something. That's something I will enjoy doing consistently. More steepness, more curves, more checkpoints. Scout. We'll go scout further nodes. Yeah, well, let's do a fire node. Let's test our very limited skills and ability. But yeah, we'll try other games. I think what I'll do is I'll do one stream. I'll do Forza, then I'll do what the hell? I'll do Forza, then I'll do one stream, which is which is kind of playing a new game or a game that's on my like backlog. So I've got plenty of games that I've installed, but I haven't really had a chance to play yet. So that'll be them. Then I'll have. Then I will do a stream, which is either that'll just do kind of a stream like this, which is just kind of a bit of a mix of things. Right, here we go. Right, we're doing okay. And yeah, we have 10. I don't know what the maximum life is because I've never been able to hold on to life very well, but I imagine it's as many as there are nodes. So probably you can probably get health in the hundreds theoretically. That's very much a hypothetical though. You're never going to do that. Right, there we go. Oh. Well, well, I messed that up. Oh, did I get it? That was a bit of a weird jump. Right, let's do this. Made it. Oh, hi Amos. Yeah, it's going fine, thanks. You doing okay? It is Amos. But yeah, so I mean, the idea is to kind of have as many as you can for the boss jumps. That's something that's kind of trickier than you would think. Although I'd say Forest is probably the place where you're going to lose a lot more health repeatedly because you're going to lose it on very silly things that you're like, I can do that, and then you don't. Oh boy, there's a fire ring. I'm going to do the fire ring, haven't I? Well, I missed, and yeah, fell too far. So let's. Alright. I think, is that too fast? No. No, it definitely wasn't. Right. Let's give it one more go, and then I'll wuss out. Yeah. Yeah, it's very easy to lose a lot of your health on this. No. You know what, that counts. Completely messed up that jump. I have actually done that jump. I have actually done the jump with the fire before, I do promise. There, one sec. Here comes the devilish forest. Oh, whoa. And it's kind of difficult for the obvious reasons. It's difficult. You can get some really fast areas in this. It's not like the fastest area is probably the peaks, like Canyon. Oh. Right, okay. I think it have patched the physics a little bit. They made it a little more generous, like you can actually touch a lot more things before you'll like just completely bail. Here though, yeah, never mind, yeah, got it. We made it through. And all it cost me was my ability to speak. Oh. Right. Yeah. sometimes it's like a lot of racing games. Like, they encourage you to go very fast, but sometimes braking is the best thing to do, the best method to, you know, survive. There we go. Helmet cam. You know what, we'll do it. Helmet cam I don't like. Helmet cam is first person view, basically. Oh god, it's an Arboretum. Right, so this is a mix. This is both no path and you know, sugar. I will say, if you're motion sick, I can only apologise. This is quite rough to watch. Oh. I'm on Shadowplay, so hopefully the frame rate of the stream will be consistent enough that it won't, like, throw you off. I suppose throw you up. Nope. Nope. No! Yeah. Alright. Let's be a bit more careful. Oh. Of course. That feels like something you could turn into a to be continued meme. That. In fact, I might actually try that. Just that bloody rock. Right. Okay. Let's keep going. Oh. Okay. The game couldn't really decide whether I was dead or not, so it kind of waited a little bit. Brake heavily. Brake. Don't be a rock, thank you. I think when in doubt, just brake heavily and you'll probably survive. But yeah, these are the kind of levels where you'll lose a lot of lives. And I'm not even going to try and get the... Actually, I probably could try and get the initial objective now. Nah, it's not happening. There we go. We made it. Let's keep going. Maybe making it to Pete's is kind of an ambitious estimate. Ooh, loop de loop. Oh dear. Come on, we can do this. Maybe we can't. Oh god, the poor bike. It went in. Yeah, this is why it is still in early access. It should be stressed. Although, to be honest, that was totally my fault. Right, so last little thing, we're gonna go straight from Peaks, the final area in the game. Just see if we can how far we can progress. See if we can actually get to that final jump. Because there's one final jump I kind of want to show just because it's insane. Like, it's like a 3-part, like, it's an obstacle course of a stunt. Like, I have never once. I've only ever managed to even get to the first bit of it once without, like, just immediately bailing. Like, I don't quite understand it. I think that might be it. Like, I think that might just be the thing. Like, if I was able to practice on that obstacle, I would be able to do it. It's just you don't really get the opportunity to. And unlike the first two areas, both Canyon and Peaks, the boss jump you have to complete. The canyon jump is just jumping. Well, literally, it's jumping a canyon. It is doable if you're, you have. It's not a difficult jump to make. It's not a difficult jump to do. It's just a difficult jump to land. And the other one, which is just, it's kind of a long jump onto a ramp, onto a half pipe, which then goes onto another ramp, which then gets to the exit. I can barely conceive of it, let alone anything else. Let's go for a 720. After all I talk about a 720, we finally did one. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of braking. Yeah. Hefty use of the hefty use of the. Oh, this is my least favorite jump in the game. Somehow survived that bit of it. Basically, there's a jump kind of like the canyon gap jump, except further, and to get to the speed you need to actually complete it. Basically, if you fail it at any point, you're guaranteed to lose at least two health points. We will, I will attempt it. Oh shit! I will attempt it because I'm probably not going to finish this level anyway. I may as well. Right, so let's run across and jump. Yeah, so that's a successful one. Oh shit! Yeah, there we go. That is that. Right then, I'm gonna have a quick break to try and see